St. Gabriel Catholic Radio is pleased to bring you this gospel reflection from Bishop Earl K. Fernandes for the 18th week in Ordinary Time. From the Gospel of John, chapter 6, verses 24 to 35.
My dear friends in Christ, today we celebrate the 18th Sunday in Ordinary Time. During Year B, we hear from St. Mark's Gospel week after week, but because St. Mark's Gospel is shorter than the other Gospels, during the summer months, we hear from the 6th chapter of St. John's Gospel, the so-called Bread of Life discourses. We began last Sunday by hearing about Jesus' miracle of the multiplication of the loaves and fishes. He took 5 loaves and 2 fish, and he fed the vast crowd. Now, the crowd is very interested in Jesus. They had wanted to make him king at the end of the last gospel, but he fled. He went across the sea. But now they follow him and his apostles across the sea, and they want more of the loaves. And they misunderstood the meaning of the sign. The sign had Eucharistic overtones. The sign was a sign of God's generosity and what might be possible in relationship with God. They want more of the loaves, and Jesus calls them on it. You're only here because you're not interested in the message. You're not interested in changing your life. You're interested in the loaves. And so they inquire of Jesus what they have to be doing. What should they be doing to accomplish the works of God, rather than simply be concerned about worldly things? And Jesus says, believe in him who was sent by God. Believe in me. And this is going to be a stretch for many of them, as we will find out at the end of St. John's Gospel. But here at the end of the Gospel, Jesus talks about why they should believe in him. He's the bread of life. If anyone eats this bread, they will no longer hunger. If they drink his blood, they will no longer thirst. I am the bread of life. If we think back to the book of Genesis, when Adam and Eve were expelled from paradise and they were told the consequences of their actions, Adam was told, by the sweat of your brow, you will have to work for the bread you are to eat. But God began to think up a plan as to how he would save man from his sins and how he would give them bread freely. Now God's plan is finding its fulfillment through his beloved Son. How long God longed to say the words, I am the bread of life. Jesus is the bread of life. He is not a symbol of the bread of life. The bread of life is not a symbol of his body and blood. It is truly Jesus whom we receive in the Holy Eucharist. And in receiving him, we have our true hunger, our true thirst satisfied. And no earthly food can feed us and satiate us the way Jesus does. In response, Jesus also hungers and thirsts of something for us, for justice. He hungers and thirsts for our love. Let us respond to the gift of the Eucharist with great love.
Thanks for joining us for this gospel reflection from Bishop Earl K. Fernandes. If you'd like to listen to it again or share it with a friend or family member, please visit the Bishop's podcast page at stgabrielradio.com.